The people who don't understand some of those things are the people that are a slave to money. The things that you don't understand, you end up being under control by, right? For a lot of people, they go into situations that they just don't have enough knowledge. They're in over their head, and then they're the ones being controlled and manipulated. And you guys cannot be those people. Hey, welcome everybody to the Freedom Factory podcast. Welcome back for another week of information. I know we're a day or so late. Quick story. Every year we go up to the northern part of Florida's coast for scalloping season. It's a really enjoyable time. Families all in the water. My kids have been doing this since they were babies. It's like a scavenger hunt underwater, and it was last week. So typically I record on Thursdays. You guys get these on Mondays. Well, that was last week. And then there was this storm out in the Gulf that I think now they're calling Tropical Storm Bertha. What a name. And Bertha was pretty big because she would not go away. And I captained the boat up 70 miles up the coast of Florida in these waves. Then we got up there and we played dodgeball with the thunderstorms and the wind. And yeah, lots of things happened that I wish didn't happen. So anyway, we managed to have a decent time with some friends, and we're back. I'm safe. The boat's on the trailer now for some repairs. We did a little damage to the boat. But nevertheless, we are here with you guys, and yeah, lessons learned. I told people I am a better boat captain now. I was a pretty good boat captain before last weekend. I'm even better because there were lots of challenges that I didn't have any choice but to overcome. Kind of like life, right? Lots of challenges that we don't have a choice. We have to overcome, or you just suffer the circumstances or the consequences, I should say. So anyway, there's maybe a little lesson there. I love teaching through water and boat analogies because I've lived it. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that. I wanted to talk to you just briefly today about your finances and how you go about managing your finances. Okay, I know in every household, usually, and I say a household, that's assuming you have a partner, husband, wife, whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend. If not, you manage it yourself. But when there is a partnership, usually one of them takes a role in kind of being the one responsible for paying the bills, keeping track of the money. Sometimes a team effort. I get it. And I've lived that in my household. My wife has done a phenomenal job of running the household, the expenses, right? The money comes in, she makes sure things get paid in a way that she wants them to be paid, that makes her happy. And then I play the role in multiplying the money. That's kind of been my go-to thing. But there has been times in the past where we have relied on other people to, I would say, advise us. Okay. And so there's been a lot of people in my life that I've worked with. So this isn't about any one person or any one firm, but I'm going to tell you, after years and years and years of managing money, it's really important that one, you understand your philosophy around money. And if you don't have a philosophy about money, then you're probably not in a financial situation you want to be in. Okay. Because there needs to be a direction you're going in every day with your money. If you're just earning it and spending it, and that's your plan, that's your strategy, well, then you probably really need this podcast. You probably need to dial in here, boys and girls, because that's not good. That just makes you a slave to money. You know, a lot of people think when we talk about money, it's like this big priority in our life. But the reality is, if you make enough money, you don't think about it that much. I mean, the people who are a slave to money are the ones that probably don't have very much of it. So it's all they can think about because they're struggling. But if you can get past the struggle, which is the whole point of this podcast, guys, is to get past the struggle for you guys, then you're not a slave to money anymore. It's not in your dominant thoughts all day long. And that's really the whole concept behind this podcast is making you guys not be a slave to money, not having it be your dominant thought, because it shouldn't be. Money should be a tool, not your everyday objective to get your hands on. If that's the case, you just don't have enough of it. And so that's today's lesson is I want you guys to play an active role in multiplying your money. And I don't want you to just blindly trust other people with your financial future. And so I know it's complicated. In reality, it's not very complicated, right? Earn more than you spend and then try and make that multiply. Right. But the first step is just earn more than you spend. That's not complicated, guys. And if you can't do that, you can forget the rest. Okay. If you can't earn more than you spend, I mean, that's the recipe for financial disaster. But it's the multiplying part that can get very difficult. It can get muddy. It can get dark. It can get confusing. And if you don't take the time to clear up the dirty water, then it's going to take you longer to get control of your finances. So if you're a person that's just stashing money in your local bank and earning less than 1% savings, and that's your plan, then you got a long, long road ahead of you. Right. And I'm hoping that you're picking up what we're laying down here in this podcast so that you don't do that. But maybe you've taken the next step. Okay. Maybe you've saved some money up. You got 10,000, 20,000, 50, 100, whatever you got saved up. And you're like, you know what? It's time to start multiplying. I don't want to just be a saver. I want to multiply. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to find someone that can help me multiply. And all those years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of your life that it took to acquire that money, you now are going to give the authority to someone else to invest that without you completely knowing exactly the strategies, the liquidity, like how can you get your hands on it? How long does it take? What are your strategies? What's the percentages I'm going to be, to expect in returns? What kind of penalty? Like, guys, listen, if you really, really want to multiply your money, you need to understand just a few simple strategies, and you need to be the one that is the master over all decisions. No one should be making decisions on your money for you. You don't just go, I don't understand bonds, and I don't understand dividends, and I don't understand stocks, and I don't understand variable interest rates, and I don't understand investing in stocks, or I don't understand, options trading. I don't understand crypto. I don't understand commodities. Well, then just plan on, guys, maybe never being able to be free of the grip of money. Because the people who don't understand some of those things are the people that are a slave to money. The things that you don't understand, you end up being under control by, right? For a lot of people, they go into situations that they just don't have enough knowledge. They're in over their head, and then they're the ones being controlled and manipulated. And you guys cannot be those people. My audience cannot be the manipulated, undereducated people that are being taken advantage of. Okay. You guys have to be the people that are educated, understand, have a strategy, implementing, you're doing, you're planning, and you're reviewing on a constant basis. And you're using the formulas that I have given you to invest. They are very, very time-tested, proven methods for you to get ahead financially. Okay. If you don't know those formulas, go back into the podcast, spend the time and find it and listen to it. That's the problem, is most people just want the shortcuts. You guys, you can't take the shortcuts financially and expect to be ahead. You can't. You just can't. So I'm not saying you have to become an expert in all these different strategies, because I am certainly not an expert in all the different strategies, but I know the terminology. I know the basics behind the investments. And then I've picked a few that I am an expert in. I have put in the hours, hundreds and hundreds of hours, executed like so far this year, guys. I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but I do options trading, puts and calls. And so far this year, this is being recorded in July, I have done in excess of 700 wow, that's easy math, okay? That's almost 100 contracts a month. It's like 3 a day or so. And the stock market doesn't operate on Saturday and Sunday. So it's actually more than 3 contracts a day. More than 3 financial decisions I'm making a day with options trading. And I have for this entire year because it's not that I do it every day. It's some days I'll do 15 or 20 contracts. And there'll be a few days where I don't, and then I'll do 15 to 20 contracts. And so I do that in the midst of doing this podcast, running a global sales organization, creating tools, being on Zooms, being a dad, being on the water. You guys, you have the time. Do not stick your head in the sand and just go, that's too complicated. I'm not good with numbers. You guys, that won't work. What's going to work is you're going to always be working. You're going to always be behind. Please do not blindly trust other people with your money. They're going to have fees for their services. And a lot of times you're turning your money over to people who are in no better financial position than you. This was always one of my strategies is I should never be taking blind advice from someone who doesn't have more money than me. Now, I have worked with advisors who have less money than me. Okay. Because they have much more knowledge than me in a specific area. Like, I don't know the net worth of my attorney. I don't know the net worth of my tax strategist. So, but I take advice from them, right? I've chosen them. I think they're experts in their fields. But when it comes to my money and investing my money, I am certainly not going to be like when I was younger, I would look them up head to toe. Like if someone's advising me on what to do with their money and I can tell, from the clothes they're wearing, and how they upkeep their fingernails and their car and guys, listen, I pay attention to these things. All right. And so I want you guys to pay attention. Don't take advice. The saying is, guys, that you should never take advice from someone who knows less than you on a given subject. All right. And so I'm not a plumber. I can learn from a plumber because plumbers know more than me about water and a house and the whole nine. Right. But if I'm going to build a network marketing organization, I'm certainly not going to be listening to a plumber to tell me how to build a network marketing organization because that's not where their skills are. All right. So dig in. I want you guys to put a time budget aside, time budget. I want you to block out some time each week to just start learning the terminology. Do you know what a dividend is? Do you know what a bond is? Do you know how to buy and sell a given stock of a publicly traded company? Do you know? I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on. Okay. Please, guys, become educated. Spend the time. And by all means, do not blindly turn your money over to someone to make the decisions for you because you are not going to like those results. Their fees are high. And it just puts you in a disadvantaged situation. It puts you in a situation where you're just trusting your financial future to someone else. And the thing that gets me is you guys have worked so hard to get the money. You put so much hours in, you fight, you scratch to get the money. And then you're just going to turn it over so easily to someone who's probably not going to fight and scratch the way you fought and scratch for your money. Okay. And so don't do it. This podcast was short and simple this week, you guys. Do not blindly turn your money over to an advisor without you knowing exactly what they're doing and being in full control. The liquidity, meaning how fast can I get my hands on it? Are they locking your money up for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years? What are the fees if you take your money out? Like all these things, okay? And they're going to try and sell you Like one of the big things is insurance. They're going to try and sell you insurance. So just be careful, guys, because it can get real costly, and you can find yourself 5 years down the road not where you hoped to be. All right, so roll up your sleeves, block out the time, become educated so you can ask the right questions. That's really the what I would like for you to guys do. Become so educated that you're asking the right questions so you can find out if you know you're dealing with the right person or not. Okay? That's all guys for this podcast. We'll talk to you guys next week.